All right, now we got some audio from the Todd Schnitz. Is it Schnitt or Schmidt?
His
Schnitt?
name alone could
Todd
be an FCC
Schnitt.
violation.
That's right.
My goodness.
Every day he's sweating, just trying to get through his name without an FCC fine.
Shit.
Oh, fuck, I did it again. Shit.
I bet that's not even his name. That's probably a fancy showbiz name. I'm Schnitz.
All right, well,
I had to change it from Schnitzberg when my family came here.
From Poland.
From Poland. It was Schnitzenberg and Steenowitz.
Where's this guy from? Out of Tampa. All right, out of Tampa, Anthony.
Right.
Let's take a listen here.
Turns out these were a bunch of goons. I don't know whether they were employees or they were just, unemployed Opie and Anthony listeners. But Opie and Anthony, the shock jock radio show, which used to be on the air in New York City, until they got canned, because remember Opie and Anthony, they were the.
I know he's going to go off and trash us, and I swear.
No, he sounds like he's gearing up for a compliment.
This guy sounds
Opie.
good. But these guys, what amazes me is that these guys don't realize they're playing into our hands. They're just playing into our hands over and over again. Because this guy thinks he's too cool for the room. Know how many people are going to go, Opie and Anthony, well, A, I didn't know they were back on radio. B, they sound interesting. I got to get this XM now. This is just getting us more people to join the program.
Thank you.
Why do you play right into it every single time?
Why are you trying to... I don't want to... Why are we trying to go head-to-head with Tom Schnitz? Can we just play the audio without upsetting this guy anymore, please? I don't need Tom Schnitz coming after us.
Opie and Anthony, they were the imbeciles that had two listeners have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Man.
Yeah, that's class. I mean, that goes just beyond any even acceptable form of shock jock radio.
Yeah.
Listen, shock jock radio, a little shock, a little edginess, that doesn't bother me at all.
Wow.
Good. But having two listeners...
Tough guy. Hey, a little edginess. Hey, I'm right there with you.
I'm all for a little
I'll have
fun.
you back.
But I don't like the way... By the way, Alan Sniffen said that, that's what anybody would do when they see it. Well, that's what happened in that church. I mean, come on. What are you doing? You see a nice girl? You fucking... Anybody would have had the same problem.
Anybody. Hey, when I'm, hey, shock jockery, a little shock jockery, I'm right with you.
It's Tom Schnitzen.
Tom Schnitzen.
Tom or Todd?
What is it?
Todd
Is it
Schnitzen.
Todd?
Todd Schnitz.
I swear to you,
The Schnitzster.
I've never heard of this guy.
No one has.
We're playing right into his hands, Opie.
You should get larynx cancer.
You might think that, but I mean, he's in a little market.
Yeah.
You know, the beauty of doing a national talk show, and you start talking about the people, and they could, it's not like people in New York could go get the Todd Schnitz show. That's where...
Schnitz?
Huh?
Oh, I thought you cursed.
Schnitz. It's a good drinking beer. Who is this? Who is this? Is this Schnitz or Schnitzen?
Schnitzen. What's his name?
I would love to know how many people in Tampa signed up for XM just because they heard Todd Schnitt talking about this incident.
Schnitt.
Jesus.
Schnitt.
I bet he has clever segments like, hey, in our bullshit section, we're going to talk today about...
And speaking of my last name on somebody's chest... Bullshit.
Can you drop a Schnitt on my chest?
Jesus. Oh,
you know he does something stupid
he's
like
awful.
that.
Let's get back to the audio.
You're full of me.
But having two listeners have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral, that's just over the top. And they were out of work for, a couple of years. I think they were out for 2 years. Then one of the satellite channels picked them up. And I guess they're on a mission, or they have a mission for listeners to harass television live shots. Apparently that's the deal. So there were two guys that were holding up this Opie and Anthony radio sign behind this reporter. The guy's named Arthur Chien. And Arthur was doing this report. It was 6 a.m. It was like 6:01. And the anchor at WCBS Channel 2 in New York goes to Arthur Chien. And he's standing there. He's doing his little his rap. So I guess he's opening up the story live. Then they're going to throw it to a recorded piece, and then he'd come back and do and that's it from here, reporting live from some subway steps. I'm Arthur Chien. Channel 2 News, or whatever the heck he would say. But the guys behind him were holding up the sign. They were also, like, screaming Opie and Anthony. They also flicked off the camera right behind him. I mean, he didn't even, like, wait, 3 seconds for them to cut to the package. He just whips around. You know, he ends his sentence live on the air. And was that even a quarter of a second that he whips around and says, "What the bleep's your problem, man?"
What the bleep?
God, fired.
And don't forget, you can get your "What the fuck is your problem, man" T-shirts outside the studio today. Listeners are lining up as we speak.
That's right.
Sometime after 9 o'clock, we'll be handing out the T-shirts, Anthony.
Yep.
That's why Club Soda Kenny is here. We're actually waiting for the FedEx man to deliver them.
Oh, they're not here yet?
No, that's why we had to wait.
Ooh.
But there's Todd Schnitz playing right into our hands. Sounded a lot like Don from Don and Mike.
Yeah, and a little Tom Likas in there, too.
Likas, yeah.
Got a little lick ass in there.
Yeah, I like that realistic laugh.
And then... Yeah, if anybody wants to maybe make a couple of phone calls to a Schnitz show and record it, we'll play it. Because those are always fun when the listeners do that.
Yeah, let's see if Todd Schnitz... Let's see if Todd Schnitz could handle the O&A Army. Doug,
Yeah, that's
attack!
Oh, I love you guys. What a good birthday present.
Let her rip, kids.
I was going to say, he's talking about the thing that all the fans do with the assault on the media. I think we should show them what serious questions really are.
I agree.
Serious questions only, people.
You guys have no idea. You never want our pests.
And you know what would really... What is it, 3 o'clock?
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Let's see if he has the balls to take on our listeners.
Is that the call-in number?
Yeah.
1-800-801-8999.
Right.
For those people now that have a pen, it's 1-800-801-8999. And it's weekdays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. So, serious questions only. And, I wouldn't call up and try to use his wacky name in some part of your call, things like that. Mike is saying he's ultra-conservative? Is that what it is?
Well, I also want to go to Hollywood real fast. Hollywood, go ahead.
Hey, O&A.
Hey.
Hey, listen, I lived in Tampa, and this guy, he's using his real name now, but before he used to go by MJ and BJ. His name was MJ. A couple of weeks ago, you guys were talking about a guy that did wacky voices, the crotchety old man. This is the guy that did the CD, and he would always call up with that punchline, "Oh, thank God you answered," bullshit.
Oh, yeah, remember we played one of those.
I
we
don't
heard
really
one of those.
remember.
Really?
It was atrocious.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy, back in the day on FLZ 93.3 back in Tampa, they used to do a morning show, and then his sidekick went, I think, to Cincinnati and left him out to dry. And then, this guy is just horrible. So the whole CD is just horrible.
So did he do, like, shock jock type stuff?
They tried to.
See,
That's what's
going on with this whole FCC thing. A lot of these guys that did the shock radio are now making believe they never did it. Mancow's a classic example, now trying to claim that his bosses made him do all the stuff he did back in the day, and they're trying to change their image because they have to survive in the radio climate that is now out there. And here's another phony making believe he never did any shocking radio before.
Shock Jack.
The radio station he was on, they did the morning show, and then later on that evening was that Bubba the Love Sponge. So it was that shock jock type of radio station. Hip-hop bullshit.
All right, and now he's ultra-conservative because that's what all these guys are now doing. They go from shocking to now trying to be the next Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity. Just frauds.
I haven't heard his show in a while, but I still think he does his morning FM show, and then he goes and does his... he's got like a small little syndicated throughout Florida AM show.
Right.
So, thanks now, guys.
Well, good luck to the Schnitzer.
Snapman from Whackbag says he thinks before MJ he called himself Schnitz Buckley. Weird. Maybe on some station up in New York. Schnitz.
I forgot to tell you guys on the way down. Phone rings. It's our agent.
Super Agent Robert Eatman?
Super Agent Bob Eatman.
What did he want? He didn't call me.
Well, I knew this was going to happen eventually. I mean, Bob had a fine business before he signed you and I.
Yeah.
But it is a fact after you and I signed and made headlines and made some good deals.
Kind of put him on the map?
put him on the map, and a lot of people came to the table and want Super Agent Bob Eatman to represent.
So who's going to be in our way next time we have to make a phone call and he's not available because he's on the phone with this person?
Exactly, and so he calls me with a little problem that popped up, and I just freaking let him have it like you wouldn't believe. I'm like, I'm never, ever going to play this game with you. Stop right now.
Oh, boy.
So basically the phone call goes like this. I answer, and he goes, hey, one of my clients just called me and says that you're trashing, you guys are trashing him. And this client wants to know, doesn't these guys know we have the same agent?
What? Who?
That Todd Schnitt.
He represents Schnitt?
He represents the Schnitzter.
The Schnitzter? The Schnitzel?
Who used to be, I guess, like we learned yesterday, MJ from the old MJ and TJ or BJ or whatever show there in Tampa.
I don't mind MJ, but I hate the Schnitzter.
So basically what happened was... well, what I told Bob is, A, I'm not playing this game. We'll go after whoever we want. I don't give a fuck who else you represent. And B, do you realize that this guy, trashed us to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't start it. We didn't even know who Todd Schnitz was until yesterday.
Yeah, why would we even bash Todd Schnitz?
We were playing the audio of, our assault on the media and how people were talking about it, and one of the shows we played was the Todd Schnitz show.
And he was the one that was bashing us, so screw him.
Do I even have that down here? I think I have it somewhere. Just to get everyone on the same page here, the Todd Schnitz show. So basically what happened was he trashed us a bit. He called us imbeciles or something like that, which is fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. So we called in an attack on his show, remember, yesterday?
Yeah.
So I guess, because it was around 3:40, I guess the attack was in full force.
Yeah.
And I believe, this is some info for the listeners. You did a great job. You got under his skin because I believe during his show, during a commercial break, he must have taken a long commercial break to call Bob to ask Bob what, don't these guys know that, we're represented by the same guy?
Well, from the message board, I was reading some of the posts. Apparently the attack went very well. The screener for his show was going crazy. They were pounding his phone lines. At one point on his show, he said something like, wow, the phones are really lit up today. Like he's probably not used to getting a lot of calls, and they were just packed. And the screener was really having a tough time because they're pretty clever, the pests are pests. And they're pretty clever at getting through. But they started really dumping at every phone call. They wouldn't even let any phone calls on the air.
They were dumping?
Yeah, well, they weren't dumping. They were just disconnecting everybody that was on hold. So it eliminated his phones from the show, which really, I guess, pissed them off if you're a talk show that depends a lot on your phone calls.
But to use that tact, you call our agent and say, don't these guys know we have the same agent? What are they doing? Another pussy. He went on his show, he took some shots at us, and then...
We fight back with our army of pests.
That's right. Well, just in case you missed it yesterday, here's what Todd Schnitz had to say about us that started the whole thing.
Turns out these were a bunch of goons. I don't know whether they were employees or they were just, unemployed Opie and Anthony listeners. But Opie and Anthony, the shock jock radio show, which used to be on the air in New York City, until they got canned... Because, remember, Opie and Anthony, they were the imbeciles that had two listeners have sex.
Imbeciles. Call Bob. I don't want him calling me an imbecile. Did Bob ask for a receipt for a 5-cent toll during your phone call? Jesus Christ.
I think he billed me for the call.
He is he is just the stereotypical Jew. Oh, my God.
But, dude, it wasn't even open for discussion. I just blasted him. I'm like, we will never play this game. You will never call Anthony and I and say, look, could you lay off Man Cow or Todd Schnitt or this guy because, I represent them, too. We will never play that game, ever.
I got a receipt from a gumball machine.
The imbeciles that had two listeners have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral. Yeah, that's class. I mean, that goes just beyond any even acceptable form of shock jock radio.
Shock jockery.
Listen, shock jock radio, a little shock, a little edginess, that doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, you're right already. We were off the air for 2 years because of it, you jackass. Of course it wasn't acceptable. We know. We found out. We sat on our ass for 2 years because of it. You Schnitt. You schnithead. Schnithead. Look, I used his name like the word shit. Only Schnitt. That's funny.
I think this guy is full of Schnitt.
Oh, he's a schnithead. Oh, look.
Wait, all right, well, here, he does some more.
But having two listeners have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral, that's just over the top. And they were out of work for, a couple of years. I think they were out for 2 years. Then one of the satellite channels picked them up. And I guess they're on a mission, or they have a mission for listeners to harass television live shots. Apparently that's the deal. So there were two guys that were holding up this Opie and Anthony radio sign behind this reporter. The guy's named Arthur Chien. And Arthur was doing this report. It was 6 a.m. It was like 6:01. And the anchor at WCBS Channel 2 in New York goes to Arthur Chien. And he's standing there. He's doing his little his rap. So I guess he's opening up the story live. Then they're going to throw it to a recorded piece, and then he'd come back and do and that's it from here, reporting live from some subway steps. I'm Arthur Chien, Channel 2 News, or whatever the heck he would say. But the guys behind him were holding up the sign. They were also like screaming Opie and Anthony. They also flicked off the camera right behind him. He didn't even wait 3 seconds for them to cut to the package. He just whips around. He ends his sentence live on the air. And was that even a quarter of a second that he whips around and says, "What the bleep's your problem, man?" Gone, fired.
So there you have it. He took his shots at us.
Yeah, he was being a smug douche.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he was being.
So he was all cool on his show, took a few shots at us, and we fight back always.
Yep.
Todd Schnitz.
And obviously he couldn't take the attack that came his way because of what he had to say, and he had to call our agent like a little pussy.
Yeah.
And get Bob involved? And Bob should know better. Bob is going to be able to talk to me or Anthony and make us stop ever?
No. Doesn't work.
Bob?
So
I pretty much hung up on him. I go, listen for yourself. But the guy, he attacked us first. I didn't even know who Todd Schnitz was and blah, blah, blah. And obviously Bob never called back. And
how dangerous is it for Bob to call you while you're driving? If you nod off, doze while you're talking to him? What? You get hit in abutment.
Yeah.
He really does have that smoke on the honeybees effect whenever he can. They don't have Bob just talking to a hornet's nest.
What a bore. Jesus. But this Todd Schnitz, what a pussy. He calls our agent. That's like calling your dad, basically.
Yeah. Especially after he started it.
I know.
Yeah, he started it.
The guy started. You want to play? Fine. We're always fine with it.
But this is what happens all the time with us. Howard started some shit with Anthony and I, so we said, we ain't scared of this fucking idiot. So we had started attacking him big time, and he went and told our dad.
Our dad.
He ran and told Dad to make us stop instead of fighting his own battles. When the lights go down and, in the bedroom, he's in one bunk bed and we're in, well, not we. I'm in one, and then Anthony has the other bed across the room, and that's when you fight your battles. You don't go running into Mom and Dad's room and cry like a baby.
Don't make me come in there.
Right.
Oh, Dad's mad.
Me and my brothers would settle all business when the lights went out.
Ooh.
When it was bedtime, Mom and Dad watching
in that Hughes bedroom.
Mom and Dad watching laughing downstairs, and all hell is breaking loose upstairs because of business we had to take care of.
That was it. I remember Pops coming in with a belt a few times.
Right, you don't go running to Dad to make your brother stop or what have you. So. But that made for an interesting ride to D.C. because then I was fuming after that. I'm like, what is Bob doing? I meant to call you right away, by the way, and I forgot.
I like when Bob pulls up and he starts talking. You get a little bored. I just take a penny and throw it in the car, and he jumps back in the car. It keeps him away from me.
Let's go to Dugout Doug from whackbag.com. Doug?
Gentlemen, I would like to report that we did have some mild success yesterday.
Yeah.
We got about 3 or 4 calls through. But the best part of it is when we make them alter what they do on a daily basis. I think that's more of a success than anything else.
Of course.
They actually made they actually had to drop us 3 or 4 times after the calls started going through. Then we dropped off on the success rate because they were taking phone numbers and calling the callers back.
Yeah, here's our pests. Here's what they do. They started saying, all right, we'll let you through, but give us your phone number and we'll call you back. Now the screener's got to deal with this. You know, he's got to take numbers and call people back. So our pests are like, hey, what could they possibly do? Who cares if they have our phone number? It's not like he's going to put it out over the air or something. So they were given the phone number. Screw it.
They were threatening to put mine out over the air. I kept giving it to the screener, too, because I was welcoming it because I really don't have much to do. But
that'd be funny, too, right? Just tape that.
Yeah, I would have had my own little show. But I tell you, I was going through a divorce the past year. I was walking around with a tape recorder, recording all my wife's phone calls for the past year. I wish I had that damn thing yesterday. I was on the phone with their screener for about 15 minutes, right around 4:30. I was begging him, look, we took your show. We made a shit out of it today. Put me on with him. This guy says he's legit. He says he's in your face. Let him take me on. Let's talk about what he was talking about with O&A. They would not do it. They were even during break, and he said, no, don't put him on the air. I actually had the screener talking to him, saying, all right, well, let's let this guy take it on. They would not do it.
And they were also appreciating the XM satellite radio when they realized, because in order to do these assaults, obviously, you have to listen to the program that you're assaulting. And all they were bitching about is, oh, my God, he talked for 6 minutes and went back into 20 minutes of commercials. It's apparently the guy's show is all commercials.
Well, no, I think that's probably when he called Bob. They probably, got a whole bunch of commercials together, so he had some time to try to work out this problem on the fly.
Bob.
I told the guy, I said, look, you guys have more listeners today than you're ever going to have. If you take this head on, you might actually get a little bit of legitimacy out of it. They would not do it. He actually yelled from the background, I'm not giving them any more advertisement than I already have.
We got under his skin.
Just a little bit.
Doug, you rock. Nice job, man. Doug
Right.
is like the commander of the Army, more or less.
Oh, yeah.
You really get into it when we call in an attack there, huh?
Oh, it was great. I did. I was actually at work while doing it, and people in the cubes around me were wondering what the hell was wrong with me.
Yeah, cool. Well, we got some examples we're going to play in a second here.
Hey, can we give a thanks to the new Army website, oaarmy.com, and Sniper for setting that up?
Jesus, I got to check out a new website, oaarmy.com.
Yeah, you got to check this out, because this is actually a central location, but inside the central location, we have the ability to keep moving around, to keep things mobile. It really is ingenious.
They find the links to, so no matter where you are in the country, they find the links to the webcasts of these shows.
Yeah.
So they put the link up. That way everybody from across the country can listen. They post maps of the area around the broadcast area, so you can say that you're from whatever town, so the guy doesn't know that you're from. It's amazing the organization that these pests have. I love it.
Well, by the way, I know what happened to the O&A van. They actually are driving it around with a little hole drilled in the back, and he's looking for a young Jamaican named Lee Malvo. Sociopaths.
I was actually thinking when they started picking and not taking calls from anybody that didn't have a Florida area code, that'd be a great advertisement for Vonage. You know, Vonage, you have the ability of having any phone number and area code. Maybe we can set something up with them so we can all change our numbers all the time.
we finally found the angle with Vonage. There it is. We were trying to find an angle for that new sponsor, Vonage. So
I'm here for you guys.
All right, Doug, thank you so much. It's oaarmy.com, another website to add to your favorites, I guess.
Bunching out.
Bye, mister.
General.
That's hilarious. Let's go to Tom in Buffalo. Tom, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, you guys?
Hey.
I called in yesterday to get on the old shit show there.
Shit show.
And being a truck driver, I can kind of get around that area code thing when I have when they bring up your number there.
So
I tell them, look,
caller ID or whatever.
Yeah. So I tell them, hey, I'm a truck driver and I got a legitimate pitch about, say, parking on the ramps. You know, they're taking away all our parking. Then they won't let us park on the ramps, and the guy's listening to me, right? I figured he was the screener. I called in and said my handle was, what was opening there? Excuse me, Anthony.
Wow.
Renegade.
You're falling apart, bro. You're falling apart.
You are really losing it, sir.
You're falling apart.
Oh, shit. Hey, Punching out. See ya.
See, that's a punch out.
I like that guy.
He
though.
reached between his legs, pulled the handle, popped the canopy. He's out.
He knows there'll be another time.
Both engines flamed out. He was going down. He knew how to save himself.
He
Punch
saved himself,
out.
and he knows he'll be back to call again. Let's go to Steve in PA. What's up, Steve?
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Nelly.
Yeah, it was pretty funny yesterday. I called these guys. I was on the road when I was listening to the Schnitt, and I called, and I had no fucking idea what this guy was talking about because I'm from PA, and, you know, I'm not listening to his radio program. And I got the screen, and I was like, you know, I'm really fired up. You know, I really agree with what this guy's saying. And I was like, you know, I really want to talk about it. And the guy's like, yeah, okay. Oh, and he's all excited. He's, hold on. Puts me on hold for a sec, comes back, and I'm like, as soon as they put me through, I thought I had the show, and I'm like, hey, Schnithead, O&A, party rock, and I can just hear this guy in the background, cut him off, and I called back, like, I just put my cell phone on speed dial, and I must have called the show, like, 15 times in less than a half hour.
Yeah, their phone
and
just plugged up.
you could hear the degrading of the show because when the guy, if the screener first picks up, he's like, hey, yeah, how can we help you? What can we do for you? But I got like the 10th time I got through, it was like, yeah.
What?
I was totally fucked. He was pulling his hair out of his head.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it was hysterical.
Apparently
Thanks, Steve.
All right,
apparently they were doing the filibuster story. The guy was talking about that exciting filibuster story that Eric had brought to our attention last week.
Maybe Eric should go work for the Todd Schnitz show.
I know. So he's trying to get some phone calls about the whole filibuster thing. And then all our pests are calling. And he goes, well, a lot of people are calling about this filibuster thing. No one's calling about the filibuster thing, ass.
When you got to listen to his show?
No, I was reading the message board
and
reading, like, cause they not only organize, but they post what topics the guy's talking about, so that way you can call up with the proper topic. They're very organized. Someone brought up a great point. Fast Freddy from Jamaica Station. You guys are fucked when these psychos turn on you.
True.
They're just honing their skills.
True. It's so true.
We're going to have to have a purge, I think. We're going to have to lop the heads off the generals.
You ever see Willard?
Yeah.
That's what's
the rats. All the rats turn and eat them.
It seemed like a good idea at the time to have a few rats around, but
every so often we're going to need a push. We're just going to need to lop the heads off the generals and promote some of the underlings.
So true, man. So true. Let's go to Fan Dick from whackbag.com.
Oh, Fan Dick.
Fan Dick.
What's up, boys?
No calls from OpieAnthony.net today, huh? They get all upset if we don't mention them in the same breath as Whackbag. What's up, Fan Dick?
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I was the first one to get through yesterday. Chester from Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, Chester
made
it through.
We got your call. Actually,
all right, we're gonna play that one. Chester. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
because you know, right when it happens, you just hear, let's go to Chester, and you're like, oh no, here.
Whenever there's a Chester or a Rudy, you know, there's a problem.
Connor.
Right. Scott from Modesto.
Let's listen to your call. You stay right there, Fan Dick.
All right, man.
Folks want to respond to what I just talked about. Let's grab Chester in Fort Lauderdale on Schnitt. Hi.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir.
First off, I just want to say great show, very insightful. I want to thank you for it.
You bet.
Not you. Don't kick me in the liver, Opie. You bastard. Don't kick me in the liver. O&A, party rock.
What the heck is he mumbling about? What's his problem?
Yeah, what the heck is he mumbling about?
Mumbling, you said that rather clearly.
Holy Jesus, that is hysterical.
Not you.
Not you.
Another broadcaster that doesn't want to be honest. He's going to make believe he doesn't know what that's about.
Oh, did he fall right into that? Oh, thank you. Not
you. You bet. You douchebag. What are you, a third-grade teacher? You bet.
You betcha.
I think you can call that one a bullseye, huh?
That was fantastic.
Bravo, Fan Dick. That might be the best one. I think we should have ended with that one.
Yeah, well, no, there was a couple good ones, but I just got lucky. I was the first caller, and the guy was totally not ready for it. He didn't, he must not have known.
Yeah.
You get such a chill when you hear that. Chester, let's go to Chester. You're like, oh, no. No, don't go there. Okay, go there. No, don't.
Great job, Fan Dick.
Hey, the funny funniest part was the guy called me back at my house after I hung up the screener.
Really? Yeah.
The guy sounds like he's on Valium or something. He's like, you're not very funny, and we have your number now. And I said,
ooh.
I said, good, give it to all 300 of your listeners. They can call me, and I'll entertain them more than your boy does.
Yeah, if their listeners start calling you at home, make sure you tape them.
Yeah, well, nobody called, so.
There you go. All right, Fandick, thank you.
Incidentally, if one of these screeners, if they ever gave out one of these numbers of our listeners on the air, we would find out who the screener is and make sure that their number got out. So that would be a very brutal error on the screener's part.
Our listeners really don't care if their number gets out, and there's really nothing they can do. They go, we got your number, and they really can't do anything with it.
Because our listeners don't really get phone calls.
No, they're shut-ins.
They really are.
They sit there hoping someone calls.
Right, exactly. They sit there staring at the phone, hoping it rings.
Yeah. They stare at that goddamn whackbag logo on their computer and the phone. That's it. Well, someone please call me.
Let's go to Tickle a Bag from Whackbag. Tickle a Bag, what's up?
What's up, boys?
Hey.
Hi.
What's the deal?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, Tickle.
What's wrong, Tickle?
No, I just wanted to tell you and give a shout-out to Whackbag and the Army, because we mobilized yesterday and went out to MJ's thread on 93.3 FLZ. It's in the mobilization thread on Whackbag, and it was just a fucking war zone, man. He had MJ thread with saying about who's hotter, MJ's wife or O&A, and there's this blatant post in there about, the registered user's name be Little Jimmy's Mule, and you see fucking
Little Jimmy's Mule. I love the names.
Little Jimmy's Mule. It says, they're both fucking pigs, and it's just carnage, man. You guys gotta check it out, and just props to the O&A Army.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Ed in Philly. Try to get through some of these calls real fast. Ed, go ahead.
Yo, I just wanted to say I'm glad to be part of the O&A Army yet again. Just picked up the XM radio and, loving it. I really wish I had heard that from yesterday. Would have been right in there. You guys got to play more of that pickup from that yesterday.
Play what?
You want to hear more calls.
Comments from that guy's radio program.
Oh, yeah, we got a couple more, and maybe more comments, so we'll do that in a second here. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, man.
All right, why don't we play another one here? This is another call to his show yesterday, the Todd Schnitz show.
Let's grab Dick in Tampa on Schnitt. Hi.
Hi there. I just want to say thank God you answered.
Yep.
And I was wondering if you had any luck cleaning off the Schnitt on your belly.
Where are these calls coming from today? Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Clean off the Schnitt on your belly.
Yeah. The guy had nothing.
Don't you love the really genuine radio laugh?
Yeah. Yeah. Where are these calls coming from?
Oh, boy, I love that. Strangle him!
All right, we'll be back with more of the Schnitt show.
You bet.
And then the mics, turn off, and that guy is raising bloody hell.
Yeah, Bob. Let me call up Bob Eatman, my agent.
Right. Well, he did.
Bob.
Let's go to Brad in Tampa. Brad?
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know this douchebag has a radio show in the mornings in Tampa on 93.3. He's still MJ, and he's still here by himself now. And he was trashing you guys the other day, saying how easy it is to do your format, and how his radio is so smart and so cutting edge, and it's tough to get on the radio and do that every morning.
Yeah, talk about the filibuster.
Yeah, does he have a penthouse shoot happening this morning on his show?
No.
I don't think so. All right.
And
Thanks, Brad.
if you guys you could do his MJ morning show. It's his website for his morning show. So,
all right.
Stick the Army on them too.
Look, he can say whatever he wants. If he wants to play this game, we love playing this game. But don't go calling our agent crying like a little baby.
How much airtime does this douchebag need? How many radio shows do you have in that fucking market? We get it. You're popular.
Let's go to Jason in Lodi.
Oh,
Jason. Hey, Jason.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Listening to that show yesterday was torture. Most of the guys on the board were just saying, how the hell can he do 5 minutes of radio and then 20 minutes of commercials? That's when we all figured out that he wasn't taking calls on purpose. And then later on, he was just picking, random females to take calls from, figuring that was a safer bet.
Yeah, he was just taking calls from girls.
If you have the Dylan from Sunrise clip, that was me yesterday, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah, we have that one. Let's play that now.
When Dylan was calling that it was going to be trouble.
Why?
Dylan, The Arnold clip.
Oh, where?
Yeah, that's where he got his name from.
Here's that guy's clip.
Dylan is next on Schnitt. Hi, Dylan.
Schnitt, how you doing?
Yes, sir.
Just a theory here. Maybe if you would just maybe lay off and stop filibustering about all these people and agencies that you're involved with. I mean, you may even eat a bullet for some of the stuff you're saying.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
It's just that you're doing your civil duty, and it's your job to make sure that who called you is,
What do you want? What do you want me to do? I get enough that calls the show, possibly, and I get specific information about a specific agent. I call the office in Los Angeles to give the information to the guy. What have I done wrong here?
No, I was just talking to my friend about it the other day.
I took a call yesterday, just like I'm taking your call right now.
Well, I talked to my friend about it, and I said, you know what, maybe if he just left it alone, they would leave him alone. And he's like, yeah? And I was like, yeah, that's...
Well, wait a second. This just happened yesterday.
I don't know, man. I just think you're making a big deal of this.
Sir, do you have any idea what you're talking about?
No, I'm punching out, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought. My God, the freak bags are here today. I mean, I'm getting folks with mobile meth labs calling in, getting high on their own supply while they're driving today. I thought relaying my story of the difficulty that I've had. Well, listen, I'm discounting that guy. I mean, that guy is just out of his cuckoo nest.
Oh!
I thought it was important to relay the story about the difficulty I'm having just trying to report something. Important to tell. I just sure as hell hope that that's not indicative of the way that things are all over the place. And again, it hasn't been completely my experience. What is he talking about? What type of history is he trying to, dredge up? Yeah, I'm talking about something that happened yesterday. If you lay off, I'm going to eat a bullet? What? Is that a threat? Am I getting death threats now? Who is this guy?
No, asshole, it's a plug.
Oh, my God. Never a dull moment around here. Never a freaking dull moment.
No, I bet there are.
Yeah, it's from 3 to 6. You fucking bore. Who are you, my grandmother? Never a dull moment. You're only good when you're asleep. Elbow to the ribs. Not dead. Stink. That awful show in your phony radio voice. Yeah, freak bags.
Eat a bullet.
Yeah, eat a bullet.
Plug your website there,
Yes.
Jimmy.
Let's go to Jim in Dallas. Jim?
Yeah, to go back to that call from Tampa, he said, hey, let's grab Dick in Tampa.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Was that the call we just did?
Grab
Dick. See on him.
All right, hold on.
That is funny.
Was it this one?
Dylan is next on Schnitt.
No.
Hi, Dylan.
Okay, hold
No,
on.
the other one, Opie.
Yes, sir.
Oh, how do I stop this? How do I stop
Let's
it?
grab Dick in Tampa on
Let's
Schnitt.
grab
Hi.
Dick in Tampa.
Hi
Right.
there. I just wanted to say, I'm glad you answered.
Yep.
And I was wondering if you had any luck.
All right, that's all I want to do, the first part.
Let's grab Dick in Tampa on Schnitt. Hi.
That is pretty funny.